Hello. So, according to the news reports, Hillary Clinton won by a landslide in popular votes. But because of the electoral system, which was instated somewhere in the 1800s, that was pre-internet and even pre-airline and pre-postal system. That was during the era of bottle post, like, you put a little letter into a bottle, you put a cork on top, and you throw it in the ocean, and it will eventually, in a few years, reach a different coast. And it may never reach the destination. So, at that time, they needed people who were hired as the so-called vote collectors, and they would then bring their voting outcome to the White House per horse carriage or something. And obviously in Michigan they have the most delegates, and so this system is counted by how many delegates each candidate gets. So obviously the system is way outdated. Why is it still here? I tell you why. Because the corporations get their choice of candidate that way. Okay? This is how it always worked. This is how it has worked for the last 20 years with almost every single election there was. Started with Al Gore, then Hillary Clinton. It just kept on going. So, yeah. Feel terrible for Hillary Clinton. She worked her whole life on environment, justice, welfare for all beings, animals and people. And what happens is she gets frauded out by the corporations, by the corporate agenda. This is how it works. And obviously it seems like that the oil industry has still more leverage than the Rothschild or the entire banking system. So right now it seems like the different mega industries are at war with each other in that electoral type of sense. So the oil industry is even more vicious and ruthless than the banking system, which has more intellectuals and smarter and more decent type of behaving people in them. So there's a lot of environmentalists in the Rothschild family. And David de Rothschild, for example, from England, is working tirelessly. That's all he does, all the time. He doesn't need to earn money, but he basically spends money on his activism because he wants to help. An amazing guy, okay? And some other people in the Rothschild family who are very strong for the environment. For example, Lady Forrester de Rothschild from the United States and her husband, and many others, and many other people from the banking system who are concerned about the planet, who are concerned about global warming. And no, no, this is not some kind of conspiracy. This is not some kind of Illuminati. I heard all of this, I heard these conspiracy theories that you hear. Those are Christian conspiracy theories, and they were deliberately fabricated by the oil industry, okay, to scare people into voting anti-green. This is it's an entire package that was produced by people like Richard Berman et al., market psychologists who are working strictly for the corporations because they pay them the most. As Richard Berman said, he would work for Peter too if they paid him enough. But since they can't pay him that much as the oil industry can, so he works for the oil industry. Whether that's ethical or not is not of his interest. He is not concerned whether the earth is gonna fall apart or the weather is gonna fall apart and his roof blows off. He'll just get a better, bigger house next time. He's not concerned about it. He wouldn't even be concerned about it if all the water on the planet would evaporate, because he would, I don't know what he would do. He would move to Mars or something and develop some kind of high-tech water collection system or something. Richard Berman does not care. He doesn't even care if his own skin cells may be at risk in this entire endeavor of it. Okay? He only cares about the money. If you follow the money trail all the way to the bank, yes, to the individual bank account, then you can see who is benefiting from a lie and who isn't. So it's very obvious, right? It's pretty obvious that Hillary Clinton is not cashing in. She's concerned about the planet, and that's why she works very, very hard. Okay, so I think that Donald Trump cares too. We got very lucky this time that it's not Santorum or Romney or Rubio or Cruz or Sarah Palin or any of those horrific, monstrous people. It's Donald Trump, and he made sure that he is the one running against Hillary and not some other horrific oil industry corporate slave. He's the one, and he will work with the Clintons, he will work with Al Gore, he will work with Elon Musk. Okay, so that's a good thing. He out-tricked the entire United States. So fantastic. I'm very glad about this. Let's hope that he's not gonna get murdered or exchanged with one of these other horrible people, or even exchanged with that terrible Mike Pence. That's why I've been saying Mike Pence needs to be returned to Amazon or Walmart or wherever you want to return him to. He needs to, or return to the Christian church. Okay, that would be better. So bye-bye, you can go back to your ministry. We don't want people, we don't need people like this. No, they work for the oil industry, not for planet Earth. So we want planet Earth proponents here. We want people who are friends of this chipmunk here. Okay, this chipmunk here, he needs Hillary Clinton and that bird there too. Okay, and the Bobby deer and the stellar jays and all of these amazing animals here. They need Hillary Clinton, and they need anyone who cares. And I think Donald Trump cares about all of them too, and will work with all the good people together. And together we will make this work. So Donald Trump is not his sons. I want to emphasize this. Donald Trump stands for himself. He doesn't have to cater to anyone, or he doesn't have to make anyone happy bank account wise. He wants to make the world a better place. And this little chipmunk here, I'm sure he cares about this little chipmunk, and once that the little chipmunk is happy, and all of the beings and the doves and the pigeons and the frogs and salamanders and all those beings who live here, and our animals, and our dogs, and Great Danes, and Mastino Neapolitanos, and Basset Hounds, and so on. Okay, so we want to breathe clean air. We want to drink clean water. We want the oceans to stay healthy. As Paul Watson said, if the oceans die, we all die in the end. Okay? So let's not make this happen. Let's not go in that direction. Don't hurt Hillary Clinton. Don't hurt Donald Trump. Don't hurt anyone on the street. For the people who are rioting now, the Black Lives Matter people, the Bernie people, for those people who are rioting on the street, killing people, murdering people, shooting people. I had a dream about this last night. That's how they terrorize us. It goes all the way into our unconscious and into our dreams. Okay? I had a dream that I was in some kind of like a pharmacy or something in the back, and there were children with their young mothers, and I felt like I wanted to protect them, and there was sounded like an earthquake, but then people came, like entire like riot SWAT teams came with machine guns, and they shot right into the store. They shot into every store, just into the open door, and shot everyone there, and we were hiding behind those aisles. And these shots, they were very fast in a succession, and it was very, very loud. It was like, it sounded like real loud explosions, and it just went all the way through my bones, the sound. And it was so frightening and so terrorizing. And that's when I woke up. And that's what they're doing. They're doing this on the streets. They want an excuse, I guess. They like the conflict. But their official excuse is that Trump won the election. But it's those people who made sure that Trump won the election. See, you see this? Do you understand this? Okay. I mean, for anyone out there who is disappointed and rioting, if you did not vote for Hillary Clinton, you have yourself to blame. Do you understand it? I really hope you understand it. I wanted to make this very clear, very crystal clear. There's an awful lot of misconception out there from all sides, from the right-wingers, from the left-wingers, from all kinds of people, even some students, even some educated people that are completely in the dust in regards to reality on what's going on in this country. Okay, I need you guys to do some homework and research this instead of watching your porn or soap operas or reality shows. Roll up your sleeves and do some researching. Go to ontheissues.org, go to the candidates' websites, read it in detail, read it carefully. Become more mindful about what you do, how you research. Become more mindful and who you talk to and who you believe. Don't believe every shit that you hear. Okay? You need to use logic with this. Logic, reason, not just emotions all the time. Okay? If everyone used reason, Hillary Clinton would have won by far. Okay? They could not even do a voter fraud with her then. But they can get by with their voter fraud, and I'm sure there was voter fraud involved again. But they can get by with this because the public is so easily manipulated by Bernie Sanders, who works for the corporations, by the way. He's not on your side. He's a complete right-wing extremist. He's interested in money only and corporate interest. Okay? Corporate money. That's what he wants. He doesn't care about the planet or your personal rights or anything. He tricked you into believing this. He tricked you into thinking he's some kind of grassroots activist. Bullshit. He's an independent, extreme libertarian, right-wing corporate candidate. People don't know this, and it's a pity. Yeah. So for anyone who didn't support Hillary Clinton, who didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, whether you voted for Sanders or Trump, or you didn't vote at all, you have only yourselves to blame and no one else. So start to take some charge of your own lives and stop blaming others. All right? Peace out. Bliss out.